ओके, तो अभी चेकआउट का टाइम हो गया है। अभी निकलते हैं यहाँ से, फिर प्लान करते हैं डे कैसे करना है आगे का टूर स्पेंड। सो लेट्स गो आउट ऑफ हियर। ओके, तो गाइज वेलकम बैक टू न्यू ब्लॉग। सो लास्ट नाइट, कल जो लास्ट वाला ब्लॉग था उसमें मैंने जो यहाँ पे एक छोड़ा था, क्योंकि काफ़ी नाइट हो गई थी, रात में थोड़ा पता नहीं चल रहा था। तो अभी चलते हैं, देखते हैं कैसे वहाँ पे व्यूज़ आते हैं। यहाँ पे एक गाइज़र है पोहुतू करके, पोहुतू नेम, बिकॉज वो इरप्ट करता है गाइज़र एवरी डे। सो लेट्स गो एंड चेक आउट। फाइनली पहुंच गया हूँ गाइस। 10-15 मिनट की ड्राइव है वहाँ से, रोटरुआ मेन से। अभी चल के देखते हैं एंट्री। तो अभी मैंने बुक कर लिया है गाइडेड टूर। अभी 11 o'clock स्टार्ट है, लेकिन 20-40 मिनट्स हैं, तो वापस आके फिर ज्वाइन करेंगे गाइडेड टूर। लेकिन उससे पहले एक और प्लेस चेकआउट करना है जो कल रात मैंने छोड़ा था जहाँ से, क्योंकि रात हो गई थी काफ़ी। तो अभी चलता हूँ वहीं पे और चेकआउट करते हैं वो भी। सो लेट्स गो। तो ये है गाइस वो रात वाला जो पार्क जहाँ मैं आया था लास्ट वाले ब्लॉग में। रात को तो यहाँ पे कुछ साफ दिखाई नहीं दे पा रहा था। कैसे स्मेल आ रही है इसमें से। गर्म पानी है गाइस। तो ये रोटोरा टाउन का सारा ऐसे स्पॉट आपको बहुत सारे देखने को मिल जाएंगे। यहाँ पे ऐसे जियोथर्मल एक्टिविटीज़ हो रही हैं, जैसे गर्म पानी आ रहा है ज़मीन के अंदर से, बिकॉज यहाँ की जो लैंड है उसके नीचे काफ़ी सारे वोल्केनोज इरप्ट हुए थे, तो अभी भी उसका इफ़ेक्ट चल रहा है। इसके बाद जहाँ मैं जाने वाला हूँ वहाँ पे, जहाँ पे अभी मैं बुक करके आया हूँ अपना टूर, तो वहाँ पे दिखाएंगे वो सारा का सारा जियोथर्मल वंडरलैंड, और कैसे वहाँ पे गाइज़र इरप्ट होते हैं जो नेचुरल ज़मीन के अंदर से निकलते हैं, और माओरी कल्चर आर्ट का भी चल के देखेंगे। पहले ये देखिए यहाँ पे एक और स्पॉट, इसमें से देखो आग निकल रही है, इसको कवर कर रखा है हेल्थ एंड सेफ्टी की वजह से। ऐसे ऐसे पिट्स यहाँ पे बने हुए हैं। ये देखो गर्म पानी निकल रहा है। एक और इसमें से तो देखो कैसे उबल रहा है, बिल्कुल लिटरली बॉइलिंग वाटर है लिटरली। देखो देखो गाइस कैसा पानी हो रखा है। ये वाला तो बंद है। कुईराओ पार्क, तो ये है पार्क। आई डोंट नो आपने नोटिस किया कि नहीं, लेकिन यहाँ पे देखा नेचुरल जो स्पा जैसा था, पानी गरम गरम, उसमें पैर डाल के लोग बैठे हुए थे। तो अभी हम चलेंगे जो जहाँ पे मैंने अभी टूर बुक किया है, तो वहाँ पे चल के एक्सप्लोर करते हैं यहाँ के नेचुरल गाइजर और मोरी कल्चर आर्ट। सो लेट्स गो।
In short, morning.
Morning.
As I mentioned earlier, my name is Kahu. I am your kaiarihi or your guide this morning. Welcome to New Zealand. Welcome to Rotorua. Welcome to our valley, our home. Can we all give that a go and say kia ora?
Kia ora.
Awesome. Now that translates directly to good health. It is an informal greeting and thank you. If you hear that while on tour today or while in our country, please do respond in kind by saying kia ora in return, okay? Well done. Alright, so for our tour today, we're first going to begin by heading down to our Kiwi house. Have any of us seen Kiwi birds before?
No.
No? Great, low expectations for me. After that, we will then make our way down into our natural geothermal valley. Now, I do like to emphasize that word, natural. Mother Nature, she is the big boss around here. If by the time we get down to our geysers and they are not playing, I apologize, but I do not have a switch to make them do so. We do just have to hope for the best. However, once the tour has finished, you're more than welcome to head straight back down there yourself. Our tour will conclude once we have made our way through our New Zealand Māori Arts and Crafts Institute. Alright team, up here on the right hand side, you get our first look at the Geyser Terrace. Now at the moment she is in her resting stage. That is good news for us. That means play. I will make you no promises, however. Mother Nature, as I said, is the big boss around here and she often likes to make a liar out of me. We will eventually end up on that. Years old. 50. Unfortunately, however, in the wild, our birds generally only make it to the age of 12. They are very much display in the centre of the room is for the use of photos. That is a Kiwi bird 2 scale. That is
Wow.
our town, volcanic crater, all of the mountains surrounding our town make up the outer edge of the caldera itself. That does mean for our town we have magma chambers right below our feet. Here in this valley, it sits at about 2 to 3 kilometers below. It is the reason we have so much activity. When our people came to this area and saw natural heating and an endless supply of hot water, we saw it as 5-star accommodation. We moved ourselves in amongst it and we utilised it all. Steam vents were used for cooking. Any sorts of red meat, bird, fish, vegetable, safe to cook in those steam vents. Our clear water cooking pools, on the other hand, shellfish, eggs, vegetables, unfortunately not meat. You can't really cook meat in those pools because the fat from the meat would react to the minerals in the pool, causing it to foam and eventually spit out into the air like a geyser. Not exactly ideal. We did do everything through trial and error, so we did test that theory a few times before getting the hint. Shellfish, eggs, vegetables are safe to cook in those pools. From that, the overflow water runs down to our communal bathing areas. As I said, I grew up in this valley. The residential half is directly past our terrace where you see that tree line. That is the edge of the residential half. Down there we still have 3 steam vents, 1 large cooking pool and all of our communal bathing areas. Free to use for those of us from the village. As I mentioned at the beginning of the tour, we consider this to be our backyard where we're walking right now. We're going to head down to that bridge there to get a closer look. I can see our indicator geyser is building up now, so hopefully while we're down here we will get to see a full play from that main geyser. When you're ready, T, we'll carry on down to get a closer look.
So this is Pohutu Geyser. Look at this phenomena of nature.
Welcome to the centre of our valley. We have our geyser here in front of us. Now we have 3 active geysers along the front. The one you see currently playing at the moment on the slight angle to the left, that is Te Tohu, translates to the indicator or the side. We know that when that geyser first begins to play, that the pressure is slowly building and Pohutu. Pohutu is slightly to the right where you see those higher rock formations. That is the largest natural geyser in the southern hemisphere. That's the one we're waiting for.
Look at those geysers, they're erupting now. They're coming out.
The creamy colour is calcium, the orange X, that is copper. The main border of the actual terrace itself, however, is silica. Now there is a 3rd geyser that you may see play while we're here. She is situated down the bottom. Her name is Kereru, named after our native wood pigeon. Further past that geyser, you then have that beautiful blue pool. Now that is the direct overflow water from our geysers. It sits at about 30 degrees Celsius. And for those of us who are from the village, that there is our own personal shortly. Now we've got just over 10 minutes of time down here at 11:45. We're going to gather at the hot rock straight ahead. Until then, if the wind changes direction towards you, expect a very cold shower from that geyser when she plays. But at 11:45, we're going to gather at those hot rocks to be driven back to the top. Until then, go around, grab some photos, team, up to the left.
देखो भाई कैसे ज़मीन के अंदर से ये पानी और ये केमिकल्स निकल रहे हैं. कितने पानी आ रहा है नीचे। वाह, no worries. और भी तेज होते जा रहा है तो।
Teach those art forms. These schools are the real heart of Te Puia. We open these schools to help restore, revitalise these art forms and these traditions, because unfortunately we were very, very close to losing our culture as a whole. What was lucky for us here in Rotorua was the fact that we had tourism. We had people naturally coming to see our geothermal, and somebody thought, I wonder if these people would also pay to learn about the culture. Culture and tourism go hand in hand. Luckily for us, it meant that they pulled back those restraints of actively trying to wipe out the culture, meaning that we could start to preserve and teach it onwards. These schools have gone a long way in helping that journey, and a large thanks to that goes to all of you. 50% of each person's admission fee goes directly back into our schools. It means that we can bring students through every single year with a fully paid scholarship to practice their chosen art form. Whether it be bone and stone carving, wood carving or weaving, that would not be possible without you. So while we're inside these schools, feel free to take as many photos and videos as you please. If you have any questions, feel free to ask either myself or any of the students and tutors. I will clarify before we go in, however, that I myself, I am not a carver or a weaver. I unfortunately did not have the artistic traits of a carver, and I don't quite have the patience of a weaver. hence the reason I am now a tour guide. However, any questions I cannot answer, I will then pass on to our students and tutors, okay?
Okay.
We'll make our way over, team. If it weren't for these plants, we would not be here today. As I mentioned, we the Māori people migrated from the Polynesian islands. The island in particular was known as Hawaii in the days of old. Now it is known as Tahiti. Coming from those islands to this land, we were not accustomed to this sort of cold. Thankfully, utilising these plants, we could create clothing, we could extract the fibres to bind tools, bind weapons. These plants were used as a form of survival in the days of old. Now it is more for art and display. Do keep it in mind, however, because once we make it down to our weaving school, you'll see some of the many different pieces we could create utilising the harakeke here. Absolutely. Photos and videos are more than welcome while inside here too. School, Pātaka Kai, Rotorua, our national stone and bone carving school. Now you see quite a few of our pieces on display utilising the different stone and bone. Every year we bring on a total of 8. That is one from each of the original waka or canoe that migrated here to Aotearoa, New Zealand. Teach them in their chosen craft with the hope that once they have graduated, they take this knowledge back home. Next, we will get another look at our wood carving school once we get down to the bottom. We do have a set of stairs coming up as well, so there's an elevator just there. Alright team, when you're ready, make your way down the hallway here. softer woods, we have tōtara, the timber you've seen displayed in that side room, and we have kōri. Now these softer woods are what would use for display pieces and structural pieces. Pass them opposite directions around the group so everyone gets a feel.
It's a darker shade.
We then have our more denser, firmer timbers. We have maire and we have rata. These are the timbers we'd use for weapons, walking sticks, pendants. You should be able to feel the clear difference in these pieces as they come around. We then have the shell I mentioned as well, the power shell or the abalone shell used to create the eyes inside of our carved pieces. Now we have not added anything to this shell to enhance the colour, it is naturally like this. All we have done is eat the fur from the centre first before you... So in that one, yes, these ones, the more circular ones in the centre, no. But those other holes in the one that you have, those are the breathing holes. They are assessed basically. They are given a time frame of 4 to 6 weeks to complete these pieces. It is up to them to... I will just ask, however, with the pieces on display, please do not touch them. We have a lot of natural oils in our hands that do tend to damage, which is ahakua he ti he pauna. Although it is small, it is a treasure. Although our time today was short, it was an absolute pleasure to have you in my home. Thank you very much, team. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Kia ora.
Thank you. When you're ready, make your way in.
Invincible.
तो ये इसका नाम है ते पुइया जियोथर्मल वंडर माओरी कल्चर सेंटर वर्ल्ड फेमस पोहुतु गाइजर। ऐसा कुछ एंट्री है यहाँ का। वन मोर टाइम। नाइस टू मीट यू मैन। थैंक्स। हाँ तो गाइज हो गया है टूर फिनिश। तो काफ़ी बढ़िया एक्सपीरियंस था। लुकिंग दैट नेचुरल फिनोमिनाज जहाँ पे वो गाइजर इरप्ट होता है पानी से एवरी डे। पता नहीं कैसे, देखो सिस्टम है, टाइमिंग बैठी हुई है नेचर की कि वो इरप्ट होता है और रोज़ लोग आते हैं देखने के लिए उसे। और साथ में और भी मोरी कल्चर आर्ट्स के बारे में जाना। तो अभी चलेंगे यहाँ से, निकलूँगा मैं टापू के लिए, लेकिन रास्ते में एक और प्लेस है यहाँ पे रुकूँगा। वहाँ पे एक और वंडरलैंड है ऐसे ही जियोथर्मल एक्टिविटी का, शैम्पेन पूल करके नाम है वहाँ पे। तो चलेंगे और वहाँ पे देखते हैं। लेट्स गो टू टापू।